Hello and welcome to this first series of our webinar about automatic price levels and the breakouts tools that you can find in our software PFX Heimdallr. And welcome, and we are going to introduce first for new buy. Very quickly we are going to check and learn what is a support and resistance and a trend line very quickly. And okay, a support in a downtrend time frame, price fall because there is an excess of supply over demand. Okay, and the lower price go, the more attractive price become to those waiting on the sideline to buy the share or the contract. Okay, at some level the demand that would have been slowly increasing will rise to the level where it matches supply. At this point prices will stop falling, like here, you see. Support can be price level or a price zone. Okay, so as you can see here, you know, the pressure on the sales stop, and here and the contract, in this case gold, is facing people that found, you know, they want to buy at this price level. Okay, when we talk about support or resistance, this is not a magic number, a specific number, sharp number, okay, from where the price will bounce, but we need to consider an area of price. Okay, and we see here that this support is an important things to underline. This was previous resistance. So what is a resistance? Resistance is the opposite of support. Price moves up because, you know, people, they want to buy and there's more demand than supply. So as price move higher, there will come a point when selling will overwhelm the desire to buy. So this can happen for a variety of reasons, different reasons. Okay. A technician will clearly see on the price chart a level at which supply begins to overwhelm demand. This resistance, like support, can be a level of zone. Okay, you see, and here we have this price 1.28 in 2016. That was hard, you know, it was hard to cross over. And in July and between January and July here, and then again in summer, and then again in 2016, try, you know, to go over, but only reach this target, you know, and break it, and then again when becomes support to bounce again. This is in 2017. So this is the resistance. Okay, what about the trend line? Trend lines, when the market is trending, like here for example, the downside, traders will watch for a series of declining peaks. You see here 1, 2, 3, so they are all declining peaks that is touching, let's say this touching this imaginary line, which is the trend line. Okay, when the price approaches the trend line, most traders will watch for the asset to encounter selling pressure, may consider entering short position, because this is an area that has pushed the price downward in the past. So to be a valid trend line, price needs to touch the trend line at least 3 times. Okay, then here we see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now this is actual on euro. We should extend this line, and we know that okay, just above the parity, here we have another trend line. So watch out for those who make trades. Watch out if you reach this level. Okay, so now it's the best part. Once we have discussed about the trend line, support and resistance, we can see how our software is working. Okay, so let's change the screen. Let's hold. Okay, here we are. So this is a Setup Explorer section of the software, where this is a control panel for all our activity. We have a forecast, and we have here insights of our contract. So here we had the crude oil, and for example, let's add one technical indicators. For example, we can add cycle and residual, okay, just to have some idea what's happening. So we move to 2 years, and we are looking for a pattern in a cycle. Okay, still we have a long cycles in crude oil. Okay, here we have the pattern. You see here we have a peak and then a downtrend and a peak and a downtrend, peak and a downtrend. So we are going to reach a peak. Ideally we are going to reach a peak in the next months. Okay, once we have seen this, let's go into set our time frame into 2 years. Okay, this is 2 years. So now we are going to face the first type of support, automatic support and resistance. Okay, before to do that, we need to check the type of support and resistance we have in Heimdallr, and we have a slide for this. Let's see. Okay, support and resistance engine. So we have a different engine that is giving us different type of levels, but if all engines are converting into the same level, then we validate the level as to be very strong, as a different kind of sources, different kind of computing is giving the same level. Okay, so the first one is a fractal. We call fractal, we can say machine learning. Fractal are very useful, that help user to remove all noise and going by the swing, okay, and give a very high accuracy on the level identification. Okay, the other one that we are going to see is the vector quantization, and vector quantization works by grouping. By give a collection of data points that is grouping together because they found they have certain similarities. Okay, so this is another approach, a different approach than fractal. Okay, and then we have a very powerful engine. Okay, this vector quantization and fractal are also powerful, but this is, we put lots of effort in this. This artificial intelligence with a proprietary formula and support and resistance engine that is giving trend line and giving dynamic support and resistance. We are going to see this in a moment. Okay, now let's get back, and let me get back to our page. Okay, to our software. We can put this in a full screen. Okay, great. Okay, let's start. The first one we say is a fractal. Here we have named this like machine learning, but it's okay. We are going to put okay. We can choose the type of candle that we are going to face. We are going to use in the computing. Okay, if you want to get the support and resistance for position trader, for long-term investors, we are going to move to use monthly and weekly. As you can see down, we have a range selection. We have fixed range selection that is going backwards from the last record, and we have 3 months, 6 months, 1 year from the beginning of this year, and 2 years and 5 years. Okay, this is taking daily candles. But then what is important, we can start our computing from a specific date. Okay, for example, if I am an experienced trader and I want that the script is going to, for example, here we had something very weird in crude oil contract, future contract in 2020 March April, I think April 2000. Yes, 12 April. We have something that never happened in the last years, and the contract went negative, which is it's something that is quite unusual. Okay, so for example, I want to start computing from a different price, I don't want to consider this event. That is very strange, and I want to start from, for example, here this point that is the 1st of November to 2020. Okay, then I will put here as a range. I'm going to input as a year 2020, and here November, and here we start from Monday, like for example like this, until last day. So let's see our script in action. Okay, and he's going to, okay, computing the levels. Okay, great, those are the levels. And let's go deeply. We can use our price open interest scan area that is going to split what is a support and what is resistance. So we see that with actual price, we have a gap between level 65.78 and the first resistance, which is at 89. So this is a very dangerous zone. It means that our system computing that here there were not so much action, okay, according to the volume, and the market was more interesting on this level and this level. So watch out by breaking down. If the price is going to slump and attacking again this level which is around 80, 81, okay, really we have no support, because we need to consider levels like a road. This is what I'm doing, and the price is like a person or somebody who want to cross from one road to the other road. So we see here that, you know, as far is the space between the two levels, as higher will be the volatility. So these are general rules. Okay, and as a trader, we know that we have, for example, here, if we want to make some analysis, we know that we are in a bearish price environment. Okay, and we need to consider those level, and here we have a nice and very important support at 65. So watch out if you are trading for crude oil. And although we have still space on the long side, as our cycle is going space to the upside. Okay, so maybe this will become a very strong support, 89.57, and the price will never go down on it. Okay, so it's going to bounce and trading in a range for the next couple of months until the end of the year, something like this. Okay, so we have seen our fractal engine. We have still 15 minutes. We can move on the next type of support and resistance, and which is vector quantization. Okay, this time we are going to run by fixed time frame, 1 year, for example. But okay, we can move to another ticker. By the way, we are going to shift to gold, which is interesting to see. We are going to do after. Okay, what we see here. You see, we are having a much simpler data for the for this ticker and for this kind of engine. We are going to see that what happened here? Okay, we are going to see that the same level around 80.68, that area, which is let me change the time frame, the view. Okay, we see that this is really seems a nice support. This level is 80.68, because both the previous, the fractal engine, and this engine for this time, for a different time frame, we didn't give a specific time frame, but now we have the same support level. So seems very important. As we can see here, unlike the fractal engine, here we have an area. we have a zone, okay? We have a two, let's say two resistant zone, okay, because it's green. We have a red zone as a support here and here, and here in green we have two resistance. So we are moving into a resistance area, okay, that they have a bottom and they have a high line, and we are going inside this. And also here in the vector quantization is levels are shown in our price open interest scan section. So we can consider just what we have, the first resistance level 95.51 and the support as 80. So as also intraday trader, they can start working inside this and get benefit for specific take profit or stop loss according to your trading. You know that those areas, those price levels are very important, okay? Those are not magic number. Consider that this is something important I want to tell you. Machines and humans, they are most of the time, okay, mostly humans, but also banks and institutional financial institution, they put orders on round number, okay? So it's uncommon. You see people that put stop order or limit order in numbers like 81.6872, something like this. They go round. They go, for example, 80.50 or 80. Okay. So when you put stop loss and take profit, in my opinion, in my experience, give a range, because if you make it manually, if you write the support and resistance manually, you know there are thousands and or a million of people, we can say 100,000 of people, okay, that put the levels in the same area, and most of the time it will be a round number, okay? And here Heimdallr help us because it's giving support and level numbers by computation, okay, by scripts. So you'll find here, for example, not a round number, which is 80.68, okay? I advise you always to give a range, a small range, okay? And don't be strictly on the number, but be more comfortable. Okay, once we say that, we can shift to another ticker that I love to trade, and I'm waiting for something. I'm looking since March 2022, which is gold. Everybody loves gold. Everybody loves trading gold. I mean, most of people. And let's see here, last 1 year, gold change trend is going down. Okay, since March. Okay, let's see what's happening now, and we are going to check the two engine that we already know. Okay, here we have 1 year, so let's put S and RML for 1 year and see which level we have. You can shift those number into your trading platform. Okay, as I thought, Heimdallr is a software that is in developing. We are going to reach MVP by this fall, so we are start selling the software, or better, we are going to rent the software by this fall, and is for the advanced trader. But we are going to introduce and offer lots of webinars, free webinars, to help people using and get benefit and know where the market is going, and protect you, as in our tech line, protecting your gains. Okay, so here we have this support, which is 1713, let's say 14. Okay, so this is an important support. Okay, and we are going to face some resistance according to this, because this line is coming from from which date? Well, okay, this is coming from this resistance is coming from this candle, which is on 2021 September. Okay, so our script identifying those price level, an important price that comes from 2021. And so if I'm long on gold, I need to, and I'm taking gain, I could take gain here, or I could protect my gain if I'm getting long, because I know that here we are going to have less interest in buying, purchasing, and we are going to have some pressure on the sales side. Okay, so let's remember this. We can do this. We have, for example, here we can use the nodes. I advise you to use always nodes. And so we have support and resistance right here. I can make here, for example, 1 year. Okay, support and resistance 1 year. Okay, 1 year, and then I write here, for example, this is our machine learning. Okay, and we have a support, for example, support at okay, support at 1713.9. Okay, and then we have our resistance at 1756.1. Okay, great. Let's going to check now for the same time frame with another engine. Okay, daily, 1 year. Let's see what our software Heimdallr is giving to us. Okay, we have for this time frame we have no support. I mean, I don't think we have support. Let me see here. No, we have only resistance. Great. And so we have a resistance at 1735 and 1761. So how I work in this way. For vector quantization, which is this technology with this engine, I'm going to leave the support coming from the other engine. I take benefit from another engine, and I'm adding the resistance. And in this case, I will write the higher. So I will write 1761.62. So we have like 5 points. You know, we have a 5-point range. So it's like we have this is great. It's like we have a professional advisor. And with this software, with our software, you can get benefit. You can see some lights in a storm. It's like you are in the sea and there is a storm and you see nothing. You need some referring points. And those are not subjective data, but those are computing. If you trust science, if you trust maths, and we need to also consider those numbers. So this is how I work. I know that as a resistance, if I'm long in gold, I know that 1700, I start to to be aware that we are going to find those resistance, those selling pressure. Okay, until maybe I can split my position, split my contract, and until I reach this level 1761. Okay, great. Now it's time to see. We have still last 5 minutes. Wow, I spoke too much on this. Our time is nearly finishing, and let's run the other one, which is very powerful. It's a very powerful proprietary engine and formulas, and you are going to see. Okay, great. So we see some strange line. Okay. We need to consider those as trend line or dynamic support and resistance. Okay, and I can tell you this is a very powerful script, and we see that those line starts from one point and end in another point. This means that this level you can extend. Usually we have another one that extend. We know that those trend line is validated until this time. Okay, let's use the other one, the last one, with extension. So this script is the same engine, but it's going to extend those line. Okay, so here we are, and what I'm going to write is with the AI extension. We have our support, which is, it's wider. It's wider than the previous one. Support as 1669.50, and we have a resistance, a very, very important resistance. Okay, at 1835.15. Okay, so this is going to complete our session, and this is those number. You can check this video. I'm going to record this video, and you can check in the future. Today is September 11. Okay, and you are going to 2022. You are going to check in the future and take note about this number and see. You can validate those number if you are looking this in a future date. Our webinar is ended. As I promised, it's just 30 minutes, and thank you again for to stay here and look at this video. And what to say? Have a good trade. Okay, bye bye.